Welcome to Date Night Podcast,
a tabletop role-playing game podcast set in the homebrew world of Volyanaya.
Let's explore a whole new world together.
All right,
Well,
Warden,
at this point, it's too late.
you're sitting.
She's trying to push him.
You're sitting kind of at. If Durn is at
I didn't know I'd
5
fail the
o'clock
soup check.
in your camp, like the fire's in the middle of the clock, and you've got a circular camp around it. There's a thug in the tent who's not really like asleep or anything yet. He's just kind of trying to get ready, and he's been bringing stuff in and out near the fire. Looks like he's still chowing down. He's at 12 o'clock. You're at about 3, and you see Durn stand up as Red turns around with this bowl of soup, and you are sure Durn's about to just rush him. Red's about 10 feet away from you when you start. Then the road's about 50 feet away from you guys are. Between you and the cart on the road is the other thug, who's about halfway in between, and then Trixie's all the way at the road.
Okay, Crusader's Mantle.
Okay. Is that an action?
No, it's an action. It's a spell.
Okay. What does that do?
1d4 radiant damage to anyone in my party. When they attack.
When they attack.
They get additional 1d4 radiant damage.
I was like,
Sorry.
screw you too.
Everyone,
Very helpful
everyone.
spell.
This plan was
I'm gonna hit
stupid.
everyone.
It hurts to be my friend.
Is it every attack or just our first one?
It's concentration up to 1 minute.
Okay. So you are concentrating on that.
We said we get what? I'm sorry.
1d4 radiant damage in addition to your damage.
Nice.
Does that go
Your
up
pink
at
bunny
all
ears
at
are
5th
on
level, or
backwards.
is it 1d4 at
No,
that?
all I have is 1d4.
Okay.
Your pretty pink bunny ears are on backwards.
I should write these. Oh,
Sorry.
where did I close this?
Maybe I should go with the tiara instead.
What kind of paladin are you?
I gotta
cleric.
write these
A war
down.
priest.
Worden is
A war cleric.
concentrating. Number 1 is red. Okay, is there anything else you're going to do in terms of movement or a bonus action or anything like that?
Push me in the fucking fire.
Let's see.
That's 2.
You can run at him. We.
Then Trixie. Then. Oh, I gotta put. What's
Is
his
a
face in
spell
here
considered
too?
an attack action?
No.
Okay. Then move towards the... No, I'll just stay where I'm at. 'Cause I'm
Okay.
assuming that Durn and I are close to each other.
You are. You're
Within
about
10
15 feet away from
Or
Durn.
15 feet.
Durn, then Terry, then Lord. All right. So Red sees you go to rush him, and instinctively, let's see what he's going to try to do. He's going to try and
Fall backwards into the fire. I let him.
I let him.
I guess because you're already moving
go,
in his
"No."
direction, he's going to try a grapple and try to actually shove you into the fire. Use your momentum as you're going by to try and throw
Contest
you.
of strength.
Athletics contest.
Oh, he's gonna
19.
lose this one.
No, that's a 21.
24.
Oh, he fails. He had a good roll, too. So he tries to basically grab you and toss you toward the fire.
But he's a racist, so he tries to grab where a human would be.
Well, he doesn't do too bad. I mean, he gets his hands on you and tries to force you in that direction.
Get your
but
hands off me.
You don't budge, at all. So you're just right up in his face, basically. When that happens, then it's Lyle's turn. He's the one inside the tent
Terry
near
and
the
Lyle.
camp.
The one at 12 o'clock.
Yeah. And he just pops out a crossbow as he sees the fight start. And he's just going to take a shot, probably at Durn, because that's the one who he sees taking some kind of action. And that's 13 to hit.
That's a miss and a
So
half.
just into the fire. Hits the pot. The soup. Yep.
Don't shoot the soup!
You've got to shoot the soup. It's what makes it taste better.
If I still had my shield, I'd protect the soup.
And it's Trixie's turn now. Just to see if you see what's going on 50 feet behind you as you're up there at the cart, roll a perception check.
Sneak attack the old man.
Got to beat a 10.
I do. 15.
Okay, you do. You see it going on.
And I'm with the cart driver, right?
Yeah, you're by the cart in the road.
On the road.
Does he look like he might want to join, or is he just kind of shocked by the whole thing?
He doesn't... Well,
I'm just trying to...
yeah, he sees it and just
He'll
yas.
sit.
And like he's moving.
Towards the refinery?
Yeah, down the road further.
Good deal.
Okay. Lyle came out of the tent.
Yes.
Yeah, the other guard, Terry
was
is
already-
between you and the camp. He's still looking off to the road like for a threat.
Okay, then I'm going to shoot at Lyle.
The one by the tent?
Yeah, is that within range?
Oh, yeah.
I think Terry's closer.
It's about... He's about 75 feet from you. What's your range, short range on the... Do you have a
That's
longbow, or what do you have?
Short bow.
I think it's 80, so I think you won't be at disadvantage, but you can check if you need to. And Durn, you're on deck.
What kind of bow?
Short bow.
Short bow.
Oh, no, you've got it.
17?
Yes.
Oh, I've got it sitting right...
That definitely hits Lyle.
Oh.
And you said radiant damage, right?
Oh, yeah, 1d4 radiant damage.
How close to you does she have to be for that?
Oh, no, you have to be within 30 feet. Sorry.
Not
Yeah.
there yet.
No.
Okay. What do I add to this?
Your dex modifier to the damage.
An
Okay.
18d6 of sneak attack damage.
No, you don't get
Here,
sneak
borrow mine.
I have some d6.
You don't get sneak attack.
Okay, then it's 6.
Okay. All right, so you just spin around. Terry's just sees you spin around then with the bow as you take aim, shoot over top of Durn and Red, basically, and just into Lyle's gut near the tent, just as he's pulled his crossbow out and fired a shot. He's trying to reload it. All right. When you do that, you see Terry pull out his mace club type thing in his belt and start moving toward you. But first, it's Durn's turn.
Toward me?
Yeah. So you got Red basically tried to grapple with you, so you're almost in the same space right near the fire.
Buddy, Durn smiles a little bit, and then he's going to take a swing with the hammer with a thunderous smite on it and scream, "Get Ricky, Becky!" That's going to be 9, 14, 17.
17 does hit.
Right, let's do this. I'm two-handing it. Where's my 10? Here's my 10. That's 7 damage plus strength 12 plus
Oh, boy.
1d4.
the 2d6. That's a 1. That's a 3, so 4 more damage.
So
So
16
16,
plus a
and then
D4
my
of
d4. 1.
17.
Jeez.
Not bad. Does that have a knockback?
10 feet, which I want it straight into the fire.
Does he have to make a save against the knockback, or is it...
Strength saving throw.
Does he only take half damage if he passes, or that's
No,
just
the
for the
damage
knockback?
happens
No, he's knocked back.
into the flames. Safar.
Yeah. So he gets poofed back all the way through the fire, really, because you guys were right next to it, and through the hot soup as he goes
No,
through.
the soup!
That's the soup, just in slow motion.
Take
flies
soup
up into
damage.
the air. So he is going to take some soup damage. Go ahead and roll. For the soup, roll a d4. For the fire, a d6 as he goes through the fire.
3 and a 2.
Okay. Which was more?
The fire.
Listeners must know how much soup damage was
3
done.
fire damage and 2 soup damage.
Soup! And it's Terry's turn.
And no. I'd also after I hit him, I want to move again right up to him, around the fire.
Around the fire, on the
I'm
same
gonna walk
side.
through the fire.
Warden's on the right side of the fire. Do you want to go on his side or the left?
I want to go between him and his boss.
Okay, that would be toward the right where Warden is. So you're both between him and his boss now.
Okay.
And that do it?
Yep, that does it.
Okay, Terry, after seeing you pull out a a bow and shoot at his friend. You know, they're a little strained, but his friend is going to try and swing at you with his mace.
That's my buddy.
That's going to be 20.
Aye.
Trixie, you take 8 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, Trixie. I thought it was me. I'm sorry. Totally misunderstood.
And then he swings again. And that's a 10. So he hits you the first time. You don't like it, so you dodge out of the way of the second one. And let's see. After you hear the clanging, you do hear some movement inside the cart, but that's about it for that. Trixie, you could roll perception.
The old man pops up with a Gatling gun.
He does now.
I hate these whippersnappers.
It's in his cane.
Can I do my Twin Fates pendant on a 1?
Yeah, you can sure use it anytime you want
That
to
does
reroll.
nothing.
Okay, good. Perception, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, that would be 15.
You see the Lord come to the side of the cart and get a view of what's going on, and does kind of pull his cane up and
damn it.
points it.
Why?
It's like a wand or
I
something.
know. I'd rather it be a Gatling gun.
I have.
So that's what you see. He's doing that behind where Durn and Werden are facing off against Red. He's maybe like 30 feet away from them. You're the only one who sees him, though. Werden.
That was a screech and a point towards the wagon.
Well,
I'm gonna
actually, I guess he can take that shot. If you scream when you see him, he won't get his
Yes.
surprise or anything for the advantage.
Also, my pendant is currently cursed.
It is. Good to know.
I told you.
That was fast.
Yeah.
That's not a whole lot.
Oh, wait a second.
Worden, that's 11 to hit. What?
I'm level 5. I get 2 attacks per round.
Yeah, you do.
I'm sorry. I totally spaced on that.
I'll give you an extra one on the next turn.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
take 3 attacks.
That's an 11 to hit Worden. I'm guessing that misses.
Oh, yeah, that's going to miss.
So he does pull up his cane, and you hear a crack fire out of it. Kind of more like, Durn, you would have maybe heard the muskets fire before, like it was some sort of a musket that he shot into the fray, but just clanged into Warden's armor in the back and didn't sink in. But you felt it. And then, yeah, it's going to leave a bruise. Now it's your turn.
How far is he from me?
The Lord?
Yeah.
Oh, you're a cleric. You're never far
The
from
Lord
the
is
Lord.
near us all.
He's 20 feet away at the back of the cart.
Sacred Flame.
My Lord. All right, I got to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yep.
Yes.
He's so good at that, guys. That's a 12.
Burn.
Yeah, no, that's not.
That's 2.
It's going to be 2d8.
radiant damage.
Need a D8?
8.
Oh,
5.
13.
13.
Okay. Are you trying to be lethal?
Apparently, yes.
I'm sorry. I'm metagaming because I'm stupid. Sorry. I'll stop.
Apparently, yes.
No,
Generally,
no,
when we
listen to
fight
me.
monsters, when they go to 0, they're dead. But, you know, he
just burnt an old man
could be
alive.
unconscious, we could say. So that's up to you to see if you want to do anything about that later.
Okay, let's leave him unconscious.
He is unconscious. Is there anything else you would like to do in terms of moving or bonus actions?
No, I'm good for right now.
Okay. Red is next. So Red's going to pull his swords and make attacks at Durn. First, he slashes at you with his long sword. That's an 11.
Miss.
Slashes again. That's lower. That misses. And then he just tries to stab with his short sword on the other side. That's a 20, not a nat 20.
Hit.
And that deals 4 piercing damage to
Okay.
you. As he does that, he just kind of tries to angle himself a little bit to give room for Lyle to get next to him, but not moving out of your range. Lyle drops his crossbow on the ground and charges into the side of you, right where, you're squared off against Red, and that gives him advantage on his attack. So he's going to swing at you twice with his mace. The first with advantage is good. 21.
Hit.
And the second with advantage is good again. 20.
Hit.
21 again. So between those two attacks, you take 9 bludgeoning damage. So he smashes into you twice with his mace. Just into your armor, but still enough to kind of hurt and injure you behind it. And it is your turn, Trixie. You have Terry right in your face who came up and you sort of just ducked under him and dodged out of the way. You saw the sacred flame crash into the Lord, who fell unconscious. And from where you are, you can also see Werden is kind of behind Durn a little bit, and Durn's squaring off against those other two dudes.
I'm going to use my cunning action to disengage and then fly up 10 feet in the air.
Okay. So you
and
disengage.
Sort of in their direction.
And you start flying toward the camp.
Yes.
Okay, you can move just about 10 feet in that direction is what you want to do?
10 feet up, so I stay out of melee
and like
range.
20 feet toward the camp?
Yes.
Right, that gets you about halfway over to the camp. You can kind of see Red and Durn and Lyle on the other side of the fire, and Terry, who's just like 20 feet behind you, looking up like,
Am I able to fire from midair?
You can. The way it goes is when you fire, you fall 5 feet, and then you can fly again.
Okay.
So you would still be off the ground, but did you want to fly any higher, knowing that before you started, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I fired at Lyle.
Yes, you hit him last time.
And he's by the fire next to them?
Yep, he's behind it.
Okay, then I'll fire at him again.
Okay, this time you will get sneak attack if you hit, because Durn is right within his square, or within 5 feet.
Okay.
So first roll your attack and see if you hit.
Does that count? It was cocked.
Didn't seem like it did the way you tried to grab the dice.
Okay. 19.
Yeah, that hits for sure. So you get to roll your normal damage.
D6s.
First roll your normal damage and add your dex modifier.
5 plus 4, 9.
9 plus how many d6? At 5th level, 3?
Ooh. 3, 6, and 3. So 12 plus 12
so
damage.
21. Wow.
That was on Lyle, right?
Yeah.
So this time, the first one kind of hit him in the gut. This one hits him a little higher in the chest, and Durn, you can hear him right next to you just kind of as it hits into him. He's still up, but he's looking pretty rough as you kind of hear air escaping his chest, which is not ideal for
fatal
your chest.
on its own.
You did your movement and your bonus and your action, so I guess that's probably your turn, right, Trix?
Yep.
Okay. Durn, it's back to you.
All right. I'm going to do 3 attacks against... No, wait, sorry, my bad. Spiritual weapon. I'm going to summon it over the idiot who's not right next to me.
The one who's near Trixie?
Aye.
You have
how far
spiritual-
away
How
is that?
far can that... that is about 75 feet
Damn it!
right now.
60 feet.
You have a spiritual weapon?
I do now.
Cool.
I do too.
That's a cool spell.
All right, well, I'm going to just summon over top of her head then.
Okay.
And it's just another hammer like mine, just bigger.
Another hammer.
Aye.
Okay.
Comically sized. All right, so that when it apparates, it gets an attack. So I technically get 4 attacks this turn.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So they add your spell attack modifier to this attack, not your weapon attack
You
modifier.
cast a spell, you make a melee spell attack. Yes. Okay, so
This is against Red.
16 plus 3, so
That hits.
Yeah. So he's going to take a D8 plus my modifier. 8 plus 3 is 11.
Don't kill him.
Okay.
Kill him.
We killed the old man. May as well kill this guy, too.
All right.
And then I'm going to start wailing away with my hammer.
All on red.
All on red.
All right.
Always bet on red.
Let's see. 10,
Always
15,
beat on red.
18.
18 hits. Add your extra radiant damage. To that,
2,
too.
3, plus 5. So
8 more damage. Slam.
All right.
He gets hammered on both sides at about the same time.
Second attack.
Concussion.
That one's lower. 7, 12, 15.
That does not hit.
All right. Whiff. And third attack.
It goes into his splint armor.
That's even lower. That's going to miss, too.
Okay. So 2 shots into his armor that absorb. But the first 2 that cracked him kind of in the dual kneecaps it makes him look a little hobbled. Is there any... That's your bonus and your action. Any movement or hanging out where you are?
I'm just going to look at... Terry's the idiot next to me, right?
Lyle's close.
Lyle. I'm going to look at him and go, you can still run if you want.
Okay. You can roll an intimidation check, but we'll see how that goes.
I'm proficient. That's not very great. 7 plus 3, 10.
Okay. Then it is Terry's turn. He's the one who's far away near the road. So he's going to pull his crossbow, and he's going to take a shot, I guess, at Durn. That's where all the action's going on, and he gets advantage if somebody's near his opponent.
Aye.
And he needs it, because the first one was bad, but the other one's 21.
Aye.
That deals a D10. That's 5 piercing damage. And then he uses his movement to close. Gets near Werden, really, as he tries to get in there into the fray. He's still looking okay. He hasn't been touched yet. The Lord is making death saves.
And failing death saves.
Just in case. If you don't care, I won't do that.
No, I care.
Okay. Next is Werden.
So Terry hasn't been hit, right?
Not at all. He's just about 10 feet away from you. Trying to run past you toward the back of Durn. With his mace out now.
All right, I'm going to hit him with the hammer.
All right. There's
Yes!
a lot of hammer action going on today.
13.
That does hit the thugs in their leather armor, yep.
5.
Do you get to add the radiant damage too?
Yes.
Okay.
And 1.
Okay. So you smash, again, in his armor, but hard enough that you can feel a rib give a little bit.
I'm also going to use War Priest, which gives me a second attack.
You're going to use what?
War Priest.
Okay. That just always gives you a second attack.
Well, it's
Or no?
it's a number of charges. I have to use them.
Oh, okay.
Equal to my my spellcasting modifier, or my wisdom modifier, sorry.
Okay, so you use a charge and you swing again.
16, 20.
That definitely hits.
3 and 2.
Is that adding your strength modifier?
No,
You get to add that to the damage of your hammer attacks.
And it would be 4 and 2.
Did you add it for your previous attack?
So you get 1 on your strength modifier?
Yes.
So I'll add 1 for the previous attack, too.
Well, the previous attack one, I believe I already added the 1.
Oh, okay.
Because it was already an 1d8 plus 1.
Okay. Good. So 2 shots with your mace real quick into his ribs, and you feel the rib kind of underneath the leather armor. Oh! And he was trying to run by, but you've really seemingly slowed him down. So it's Red's turn.
Does he stop within melee, or does he keep going?
Well, he's not on his turn to run anymore, so
okay.
he hasn't moved. He was running past, and Werden ran next to him.
Okay.
He was like 10 feet away.
Roger.
Then
Roger.
Red's just going to try to swing at you with his longsword a couple times first. One of those might hit 19.
Hit.
Okay. And that does with 2 hands. Oh no, he can only do 1 hand. He's got a short sword in his other hand. That's a D8. 5 slashing damage. And then tries to stab you in the gut with his short sword. And gets it kind of hung up in the armor a little bit and just pulls it back out real quick to try and defend himself. Lyle is just going to try and swing at you a couple times with the mace. He's looking bad.
Fucking Lyle.
He looks scared, but he looks like frightened to run away too.
It's actually
like,
the third.
Really?
Especially here beside Red. So he just makes first at advantage, 13.
Miss.
Second at advantage is 10.
Miss.
So one just over your head as you swing around a little bit, and the other one just into your armor for no real impact. And it's Trixie's turn.
Might as well shoot at Lyle again.
Okay.
39.
22.
Yep, and you get sneak attack again if you want to use it. So yeah, 4d6 plus your dex, I guess, with the short bow.
11,
Yeah.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Oh, with the radiant?
Yes.
If you move a little closer, you get the radiant. So yeah, Lyle, with that burst, kind of this glowing golden arrow, just goes into his eye socket, and Durn just kind of hears it, and he can't breathe too well with his lung, and he falls over on the ground. So
I told him to run. Everybody saw it.
he's dead.
Well, you heard it.
I was going to take an attack of
Trixie-
opportunity, but I did tell him to run.
You moved a little bit closer,
Yeah.
and now it's Durn's turn.
So I'm gonna lay on hands, get me back to full.
Okay.
That's another. I'm gonna use 20, so it's gonna take me up to 36. But before I do that, I'm gonna look at Red and say, "Hey, watch this." And then I'm gonna hit him as a bonus action. I can hit him with my spiritual weapon
Yes,
again.
you can.
So that
Oh, you took damage last round, so you do need to roll a concentration check
Yeah, you should have been wearing the hat.
before you can to see if spiritual weapon stays up. I don't remember what damage
these
you
together.
took. It was like 5, right?
yeah.
Okay. So you got to roll a Constitution saving throw, and you have to beat a 2. So don't roll a 1.
Okay. So just real quick for the hit,
Mm-hmm.
assuming it stays up, I rolled a 13, so it's gonna be like a 16 to hit.
16 does not hit.
Okay. Well, then it's kind of moot, but I'm going to roll it.
Well, we have to see if it stays.
I
up.
rolled a 14.
Yeah, it's up. So anytime you take damage while you're concentrating, you have to... Well, actually, you would have to beat a 10. You either have to beat a 10 or half of the damage that you took, whichever is higher. So you would have had to beat a 10, and you did, so spiritual weapon's still up. That's a rule I'm bad at remembering to enforce, and we got to try to do it. Okay, so you miss with that, but you healed yourself. It means it's Terry's turn now. He just got smashed by Werden.
Real quick, the spell does not say concentration on it.
Spiritual weapon is not a concentration spell. I believe you're right, because I had that on my cleric. It's just up.
Yeah. For a minute.
Warden's concentrating because he's using the aura. Okay. My bad.
Spiritual weapon is not.
My bad.
Well, you didn't hit it.
It didn't do anything.
I didn't hit anyways.
I'm still not deleting that picture
Anyway,
of the 2 dwarves and pink bunny ears.
what's the veteran going to try to do? He's going to... Or the thug. The thug is going to throw sand in your eyes, Warden. He just bends down, scoops up some sand, and chucks it at you. That's 15?
No.
Okay, so just kind of throws it in your area. It does get all over you.
Pocket
but
sand.
Yeah,
It's in your beard. You're pissed.
it doesn't really go over your eyes, but he does that and tries to make a break back toward the
Attack of
waves.
opportunity.
Yeah, you would get an attack of opportunity on him. But he sees his buddy get cut down and Red looking rough and
Oh, yeah.
not able to stop him from running.
He hit.
I rolled a 20.
Yeah.
Not a natural 20, but a 20.
You hit. And roll your damage on Terry.
Don't forget your D4. Because you're within 30 feet of yourself.
5.
That's with your +1.
Yes. No, sorry, 6.
Ha!
You do smash into Terry, but he runs 30 feet around the side of the wagon and toward the stand of woods that's maybe 40 feet away from him still. But he's sort of disappeared behind the cart, or your wagon right now. That ends his turn. The Lord is doing death saves. And now it's actually your turn, Werden. That wasn't your turn.
I really just want to smack the shit out of this guy.
Chase after him. Hit him in the back of the
I
head.
don't need to.
Oh.
All right, guiding bolt.
You can't see him unless you pursue around the side of the cart.
It just says someone within my range.
Yeah, but if you can't see him, you'll be at disadvantage on the attack. So you have to have line of sight to make a ranged attack on something, because you would have full cover.
Okay. Then yeah, I'm gonna go after him.
Okay, you can go 25. So do you want to go within 5 feet of him, or do you want to stay back a little?
Stay back. I really want to hit him with this guiding bolt.
Okay, so you're like 15 feet behind him over on the side of the cart, and roll your attack.
Atalanta gave you a perfectly good
Oh,
hammer.
no, I'm pissed at this guy. I'm gonna kick his ass.
I understand that, but you could get another attack of opportunity. Never mind.
He can't. The guy could run 30, and he could run 25. So
Oh.
I rolled a 10, but I'm going to use my channel divinity to add plus 10, so it's 20.
War God's blessing.
It's guided strike.
Or guided strike. Okay. Yeah. Well, that definitely hits then.
I have that one too. That's a
So
good one.
what is that? 4d6.
4d6 radiant damage.
Okay.
5 for the first roll.
Oh.
16.
Yeah, Terry's toasted by that guiding bolt. So you see just Werden go over to the side of the cart and just this big burst of radiant energy come out of his hands. You can't see Terry, but you hear the Wilhelm scream from behind the cart.
And if anybody wants to attack his ashes, you get advantage.
This is true.
Actually, you do, yeah.
His ashes are glowing
Yep.
currently. And does that end your turn, Werden?
Yeah, I've already done movement and
an
attack.
action.
So
Yeah. All right. That makes it Red's turn. He basically doesn't have a lot of options.
You can run. It's fine.
He's going to swing at you with the longsword a couple times. In one hand, the better 17.
Match.
So one hits. And he deals 7 slashing damage. And then tries to stab you with the short sword. That's better. 19.
Also.
Ooh. 4 piercing damage. He's trying to get around the side of you a little bit toward where the Lord is, but he's still like in your melee range, just guarding against an attack. But he's trying to get between you and him. And Lyle is dead, so it's Trixie's turn.
Red.
The only remaining target.
Yeah.
Yes. Still within 5 feet of Durn, so.
Durn.
15.
That does not hit Red, so that clangs into his splint armor a little bit. Gets hung up there and doesn't dig in. Would you like to use any bonus or movement?
I'll flop down on the ground behind Durn. So
Okay.
that Durn is between me and Red.
Okay. You can make it there. You could dash if you needed to, so.
Yeah.
All right. Durn, now it's your go. Red's looking pretty ragged.
Okay, so first is the big spiritual hammer.
Okay.
12 plus 3, 15.
That one doesn't hit. He just kind of does some footwork out of the way.
It's a new spell. I'm not very good with it. Here, let me try this one. I'm just going to go right at his face. That's a natural 1.
No, he's going to definitely pull
Hit
up
yourself
that
in the face.
short sword and try to, just roll a dex check real quick. Or strength, which you're stronger, so.
It's 19 plus things.
You hang on, but he tries to knock the hammer out of your hands a little bit with that.
And then come for the backswing.
Yeah.
15 plus things. 15 plus 8, 23.
Yeah, so you swing wide, he knocks it that way, then baseball bat style with 2 hands into his ribs.
Let's see. 9 plus 5 is going to be 14 plus 3 is going to be 17 points of damage.
And Red had 17 health left, so Red is very red now, as a big stain of blood just goes in where you cracked some of his ribs as they stick through his armor.
I told you could run too. Nobody ever listens.
Into the ground.
I didn't want to kill him.
Terry's ashes say, "Oh, I tried."
You tell them they can run, but you're a conqueror paladin.
He said he was going to get an attack of opportunity on him
I
anyway.
didn't mean it, but they could have.
Werden, it would be your turn, but there's currently no threats.
If you want to go stabilize Aloysius, our lord.
Or shoot the guy that's trying to run away.
No, he's dead.
I killed Terry.
No, the
cart.
The
random-
cart guy.
the
Yeah,
rando.
He's fine.
Moved pretty far.
Oh, okay.
Just wanted to spare the dying on the Lord.
Okay.
He
So
pulled an Aran.
when you go to do it, he's actually stable
okay.
from making his death saves.
Okay.
So he's unconscious, but laying in the ground there. So he seems like he's alive. And that will end the combat.
I want to go loot the old man.
Okay.
Hey, thanks for listening to Date Night Podcast with me, Sam Hausman. If you like the show, we could really use your help to spread the word. Share the show with a friend or a family member who you think might enjoy the story. You can also help us by following us on social media like Twitter at Date Night Podcast and sharing our posts from there. It's also the best way to follow for giveaways and announcements about the show. Now back to it.
He does have a musket cane.
Ooh, hey.
Musket cane.
I want to loot Red.
When I told you about the musket, I think I misspoke. I said it takes a turn to load.
Correct.
It doesn't.
Ooh.
It has the loading property, which means even if you have multi-attack, you can only attack with it once on a turn.
Oh, okay.
But you can attack every turn with it. This cane is kind of a single shot deal. You'd have to actually take like a short rest to reload it, but otherwise it does the same damage
Reload it.
as the musket and has the same misfire score. It doesn't have the crit on 19 aspect, so it's just a one-shot deal. But if you're trying to hide it in terms of like a deception check, it would be a DC 20 for anybody to distinguish it from a normal cane. So there's that. And he has some traveling funds with him as well.
Yes, please.
Go ahead and roll 4d6.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Were they all ones, or were those the numbers?
Those are the numbers. So 2
Oh,
plus
I
3 is
thought you were
5. 5 plus
adding
4,
them.
9. 9 plus 5,
14.
14. 140 gold pieces in his traveling fund.
What's 140 divided by 3? Somebody tell me. Because I
Not
suck
even.
at math.
Not
30
even.
something.
46.
Okay.
47, 46, 46.
At 8?
I think that's right.
Sure.
It's close.
That's how much he had.
Now,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
mentioned
47.
before that he had very fine clothes.
Mhm.
Anything shiny?
Make an investigation check.
That would be an 8.
He does have a ring. Looks shiny.
I'll leave the old man his ring.
Okay.
And Trixie was looking for red stuff, too.
All right. On red, obviously, are the swords. He's got a long sword and a short sword.
I pick up the sword that is bigger than I am, and then I just kind of flop it out of the way.
Okay. Then he has a little bit of gold on him.
Okay.
So we roll a d6.
1.
He has 5 gold on him.
21.
Okay. Inside one of his pockets, he has a platinum coin that is worn to the extent that you can't see any of the, relief on it or the face on it. It's just a smooth platinum coin.
Okay. Should I do an Arcana check?
Rubbed it like in his pocket as almost like a nervous habit or something.
Okay, Arcana check on it.
Okay.
Just because of the strange way in which you were describing it. Never mind. That's a 6.
Yeah.
What about Terrence and Philip?
I want to check the horses.
I want that white horse. That thing's pretty.
I don't want to take the horse. I want to check the horses, like the saddlebags.
Yeah, for the saddlebags and stuff. All right, so why don't you go ahead, Werden, and make investigation check as you check out the saddles.
10.
Okay, it doesn't look like they left money and stuff on it, like he took it and went and slept with it instead of leaving it outside. There's lots of camping equipment, rations, rope, basically stuff that would be handy while you're traveling.
Just put it all in the cart.
Okay, yeah, it would be basically the equivalent of finding another 2 of the standard, like, starting
Adventure
equipment
packers.
backpacks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the adventure packs. That's about what's in there, plus rations.
We should get out of here.
And the potatoes.
Potatoes. Yeah, I want
They
the
forgot
potatoes.
the potatoes.
I'll hand a potato to Durn.
Oh.
Here you go.
All right.
Potatoes.
And you wanted to check
Terrence and Philip.
Cherry and Kyle. For them, roll a d6.
Sifting through the ashes.
3.
Okay. There's 1.5 gold in silver pieces. They have maces. One has armor. The other has been turned to ash.
How many silver until gold?
A silver is... gold is 5
Okay.
silver.
So now you have 2.5 silver.
Okay.
I thought it was 10.
Then that's kind of about it.
Okay. Not interested in any of that. Let's go.
All right, so you're heading back to Cliffshire.
Do we want to scooch a little further and then take a rest? Because it is night. We just did a battle.
Let's get back to town
I know.
and then take a rest.
Okay, that works too. Can we make it back to town?
Yeah,
Tonight.
You're going to go on the cart along the road,
Yeah.
I take it. Okay, so you just head along the road.
Can we
a
just,
ways.
Scooch the bodies out.
Okay,
Further
roll a,
away so that-
Kick his ashes.
Yeah.
just roll a deception check, I guess.
Oh, wonderful.
Did you need any help with that?
Apparently, I only got a 10.
Going to help hide the bodies.
22.
There we go.
Trixie's hidden bodies before. Like, you're just kind of pulling them into the woods, and she's like, no, you've got to break their bones so you can fold them over.
And cover them in leaves.
She somehow pulls out hydrochloric acid and
Start lying.
lie. Yeah.
So,
Lie for Lyle.
with that, you do make it back into town close to 11 o'clock at night or so, back to where you had your camp, put your horses back into the stables.
Did you want that horse?
No, I can't take it with me.
Okay. The horses back into the stables, and you go back to kind of your campsite, I guess, and get
I'm going to
everything set
suggest
back
that
up.
all 3 of us go sleep in my room on the ship. On
Okay.
the airship. Probably has better security than just your random ass campsite.
All right. I don't like laying on the ground anyway.
Aye.
Couple of crew members who stayed there at the ship when Griffin went out to get powder, they let you back on, let your friends into your cabin. Is that where you're going to stay?
I was thinking more the crow's nest.
Okay.
Fine, my room's not good enough.
All right. So
Two
you-
really
Leave the
big-
peephole open so you can come in.
2 really big burly dwarves versus a tiny little owling. I think I'm going to go high. No.
I'll go low.
And I'll get to Scotland before. Sorry, go for before you.
Okay, so you settle down to take a long rest, and I do need Trixie to roll a perception check at disadvantage.
$23.
We did get the long rest?
Not yet.
Oh.
23 and roll a d4.
Huh?
You need to roll a d4 unless I'm rolling a d4. No,
I
it says
didn't.
I
didn't
do.
give you disadvantage because of the thing. You were at disadvantage because you were asleep. That 23 beats my 22, though. So you see, climbing up the rails of the crow's nest very quietly, Heckle or Jekyll. Maybe not sure which.
Oh, they can't fly.
That's the,
Kinku.
yeah, the Kenku. Thank you. Couldn't remember the name.
Kinku can't fly.
But
Is
you
there
felt it
Birdie
kind of
who
shake
can't
a little
fly.
bit when he got on it, even though he was very
any of the
quiet.
crew members up in the crow's nest?
You see one of the crew members is out on the deck.
But not in the crow's nest.
No.
Okay, then
Crow's nest.
the crow's nest. All right. She's going to take her short sword and stab through the rail at him.
As he gets near
Yes.
you? Okay. You're got to roll like he knew you were up there and saw you sleeping. So if you want to try and do that without him knowing that you're going to get the attack, like for the surprise round, roll a stealth check.
11.
Okay. That's not great. So you can make an attack if you want as he's getting up near the top and thinks you're still asleep.
Fall, 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 fall.
So do I have advantage on it then? Or does sneak attack not work that way? I don't.
Sneak attack is the extra damage when you hit. If you're hidden, do you get advantage? Is that another thing that you have? Or I don't know.
Don't remember. I don't think you do.
I think it's just the extra damage if you hit.
I got my
Sneak
rogue
it.
here.
Sneak attack says I deal extra damage if I hit with an attack if I have advantage on the attack. Either way, I rolled a 10.
Unless being hidden gives you advantage on the attack, and that's how you gain sneak attack, right? I think that just generally does give you advantage on it.
Once per turn, you can deal extra 1d6 damage to one creature you hit with an attack if you have advantage on the attack roll.
Right, we're trying to figure out if being
Well, this
coming
is a
out of stealth
surprise round.
gives you advantage or not.
I think if you're hidden, you get advantage on the attack. So,
So I was counted as hidden?
yeah,
Okay, good, because I need it.
not better.
Exactly the same.
Okay, so you do stab out through, and it's a little too early. And he just kind of stops and goes, I just got a message for you. No need to stew with a messenger.
What are you doing here?
Bosch wants to see you.
Of course he wants to see me. I've been talking to him for a couple of days.
He doesn't like it when you don't check in, believe me.
Well, it's kind of hard too. When didn't the mansion disappear?
No.
No,
I thought it did.
No.
Okay, never mind. No.
we're trying to make it disappear. Or we were trying to make it disappear.
Very well. And then I'll follow after him.
Okay, he starts scurrying down the crow's nest. When you get
Fly down to the deck. And I just kind of...
When you get down to the deck, the crew member now sees the Kenku when he didn't see him sneak on before. He says, it's one of the gifts. You're not supposed to be on here. I was just leaving, pal, and she's coming with me.
When a creature can't see you, you have advantage on the attack roll. Sorry.
Good.
Okay.
Now we know.
So he starts moving, and the Griff says, Oh, is everything okay? He looks to you.
I should be back soon.
Oh, all right.
Wrong character. Owling, not a parrot. Thank you.
So you see down on the ground beside the ship, you see the other Kenku, and the first one kind of goes down the gangplank down to the ground, and they start walking back toward... are you staying beside them?
I was going to let the Kenku go in front, and as he goes down the gangplank, I'm going to tell the crew member, let them know I'm going with Kenku. I'll be back. I'll try to come back.
Yeah, all right.
And I'm whispering.
Okay.
And then following after the Kenku. Well, flying down to the dock.
And the shiny one wants more grenades.
So you follow them to Hillside, over near the harbor, and they bring you back to the front of the mansion, and one of them says, yeah, so I still can't go inside, but the boss asked me to bring you here. Yeah, he asked us to bring you here.
That's what I said, Heckle. Yeah, that's what you said, Jekyll. All right, then. Now that I've got the invite and you don't. And I touch the door.
All right. Whoop. So you... Inside the mansion, the spectral blue servant is standing at the bottom of the stairs.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Back again.
I suppose so.
You here for a meal?
Oh, you've got food?
Of course, I can bring you whatever you need.
The Kenku outside said that I was here for a meeting.
Oh, you're here to see the boss.
Do you know anything on this?
It's awful late. I can go wake him. All right.
Oh, he's not awake and expecting me?
Well, I don't know if he's expecting you. I do know he's asleep.
Is there a room where I can... Well, I guess my other room.
I could take you to your room if you like.
All right, sure.
All right. He goes up the left side of the stairs, turns to the right, finds your room in that hallway, opens it up, and it's just sort of how you left it before.
Thank you.
All right, would you like something to eat?
Sure, please.
All right, I'll go fetch it. And he heads down out of the room.
And which hall is the one with the bookshelf?
It's the hall between the stairs and Lucius's study.
So I need to follow after Ghosty Boy?
Well, he goes out and down the stairs. It's
Okay.
still up here on this level.
Then I'll quietly fly across to the bookshelf and pull out a couple of books.
Okay. Do you pull out the books you had before, or?
No.
Okay. So you find one. This time it's got an onyx kind of... Remember how you had that onyx raven type figure?
Mm-hmm.
Last time? This one looks more like a dog in one of the first books that you pull out. And another one has a potion in it.
I'll look at the potion.
Okay, that would be an Arcana check.
21.
You think this is a potion of diminution or a reduced potion?
I don't need to be any shorter than I am.
Okay.
Okay. I'll go back to the room and then see if that
Did
raven
you
is...
take that stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll go back to the room and see if that raven thing is still under the mattress.
Yeah, so you check under the mattress, it's still there.
Okay. I'll stick the dog under there too.
Okay. After you're in your room for about 10 minutes or so, the servant comes back with a plate and a bottle. Again, just like last time. Sets
Oh,
it
I
on
found this in my room. Would I be able to keep it?
What?
The potion of reduce. Diminutiveness.
I'm afraid you can't really keep anything from here. They're only for using while you're among us.
Oh, blast.
Anything that was created when this mansion was made cannot be taken outside of it.
I just keep hoping that if I keep asking, he might say, oh, yes, this is the way that you can do it. So that's why I'm asking again.
Is there anything else I can do for you? Would you like me to fetch Lucius? If he was expecting you, I'm sure he won't mind a meeting.
Well, if he was asleep, then I don't know if he was expecting me.
Quite a quandary. Well, I'll be back at the door if you
Mentally
need me.
telling them to be on their guard, be on their guard.
Okay. He leaves the room and goes back down to the bottom of the stairs.
Okay.
Eat your food?
Yes.
I'm going to have to listen to that later.
You do? Nothing happens?
Then I'll go to sleep.
Okay. All right, so the two of you will get a long rest. You'll also get a long rest. But first thing in the morning, roll a perception check at disadvantage again.
Is this my unlucky?
Nope.
You were asleep.
Perception?
Yep.
10.
Not usually the most sneaky, but Thunuk, the Goliath, his hands are basically clasped around your wings and holding them tight against your body. And he's holding you out like a person who doesn't like holding a child whose diaper is dirty, just out in front of him with your head. You can kind of spin it around a lot since you're an owl, but mostly facing away from him. And he just busts through the door, which almost comes off its hinges again, as he walks you down the hallway toward Lucius's office.
Are his thumbs anywhere within reach? Because I can move my head pretty far being an owl.
Yeah, you can turn your head pretty far.
Can I nip at his thumb?
Sure, make a
nip check?
yeah, an unarmed attack.
That's 1d4, right?
No, well, you got to roll to hit.
But I'm asking if I were to hit.
It would technically be 1 plus your strength modifier.
Oh. Are you sure? Because it's not piercing.
It would
Having
be
a beak?
piercing, yeah.
So wouldn't that be dex? Okay, so would I be using my dex to attack?
Your strength.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's an 8. I mean, his thumb is right there.
You get it with your beak and try to bite down through his thumb, and it doesn't really, I mean, like a little tiny speck of blood sinks in, but he doesn't flinch or anything. He just squeezes you just the slightest bit tighter.
I just want you to put me down.
No response. Pushes forward past the bookshelf where you took the stuff from.
I'm coming. Just put me down.
And into the room with Lucius, who is still standing, hasn't kind of settled into his desk, looking over a bookshelf.
Kicking and wiggling.
The tiefling woman is laying out on the chase lounge sort of thing again, just facing away from the room, breathing regularly. It seems like she might still even be asleep. And when Thunuk comes into the room, he closes the door and just kind of takes you over near the desk, hovering over top of the chair in front of the desk, and waits. And Lucius browses the books for a little bit, grabs one or two of them, goes over, thunks them on his desk, and then goes and stands by the window behind the desk, and he says, "It has taken you so long to come back, little bird. I was starting to think I would not see you again."
Well, I'm trying to follow them and figure out what they're doing, and they did spot me, so I'm trying to go along with the deception.
So what is it that you have learned in your tracking of their deception?
What am I supposed to be finding out again?
How they were going to stop the auction from happening.
Oh, well, they wanted to burn some of the papers.
Yes,
Wanted.
I have heard that these papers have been taken from the
they
auction
managed
house.
it?
Yes, these were copies, of course, that were on display
good.
at the auction house. This is the extent of their plan that you know so far?
So far.
Well, I already knew that these papers were taken from the auction house. If you knew that they were planning on taking them, why did you not contact me before they were gone? One of those papers were important for the sale.
Well, it's not easy to duck away from them.
What if those were the only copies and I could no longer sell the mine? You would be in quite a little predicament, would you not, little bird?
Well, it's death on one side or death on the other, it seems. I was just trying to get through what I could so I could get back here eventually.
Do you feel Dunark Sands?
Yeah.
Yes. Which death do you think is more certain?
At the moment, this one, but at that time, it was that one.
Go ahead and roll a deception check for the,
19.
Okay. So, Dunark, put down the little bird, please. Trixie, sit.
Does he just open his hands and drop me?
Yeah, basically onto the chair, and now you're standing on it.
Ruffle the feathers and then settle a little bit down.
He sits down at the table across from you. He says, I take it as a good sign that you came back here.
Of course.
I was worried when you left town. I almost had to reveal information. A certain hornling is in town. I am sure he would like to know what has happened to his pretty pendant. But it seems there is no need to tell him.
Oh, good.
So what is the next leg of their plan today to keep this auction from happening now that I am sure they have heard it is still proceeding as usual without the paperwork?
Well, they mentioned something about a person named Aloysius, but it was hard to tell with all the lemon pies that they were eating at the time.
Aloysius, yes. This is one of the people who has gone to see my refinery. I did not know if he was going to, bid on that or not, but he did show quite a bit of interest in the mine. I did not intend to sell the refinery at first, but came and made me such a offer for a starting bid that there was nothing to lose. I figured even at that price I could live out the rest of my life quite happily. I'm very much looking forward to today, little bird.
Oh, good.
I would like for you to check in with me again around 11 o'clock, being as the auction is this afternoon.
All right.
And let me know how things are proceeding.
I'll do that.
I hope I do not need to send anybody out to find you again. This is true?
Of course. Does it have to be the Kenku?
They work cheap.
It's because I got pellets for brains.
No argument. All right.
Did I get a long rest?
You did.
Okay, good. Thank you.
It was the morning, when you got woken up by...
Do you have anything that might be able to help me?
What is it that you need, little bird?
Oh, I don't know. You're more familiar with this town than I am. Anything you'd like to offer to help me?
I do not know what it is that you need.
I'm just trying to dig for stuff.
It seems like you are not being so stealthy. It seems as if you are just speaking openly to these dwarves, as if you have perhaps gained their trust.
Well, after they've caught me the one time, I figured I might as well stop sneaking around, and if I can just deceive them.
Do let me tell you one thing, little birdie. Anything that they have offered you, if it is tempting, I will double it when all of this affair is over.
Thank you.
Okay.
I smile like I'm like, hee greedy.
Okay. Well, if there is nothing else, I will get to breakfast.
All right.
Okay. Thunark has since kind of backed away into his corner near the door and sees you turn around to leave, grabs the door and throws it open again, kind of crashes up against the bookshelf and things rattle. And Lucius, again, kind of head in hands just a little bit. Thunark, a little less slamming.
I screech at Thunark and then walk down the hall.
He just kind of at you. Kind of, when you look as he opens his mouth to kind of make that noise, he doesn't look like he has a tongue. And you head down the ladder. or down the stairs. I'm starting to think back to the ship and outside. Is that where you're going, or are you stopping anywhere?
Is the servant guy there still?
He's not at the door right now.
Oh. I look around. I'm assuming I don't see him anywhere.
You can make a perception check.
19.
You think you hear him over in the kitchen.
I poke my head in the doorway.
Yeah, he's making some eggs and bacon.
Oi! When this mansion disappears, will you disappear with it?
Yes, I'm afraid I'm just part of the furniture.
That stinks, I'm sorry.
If you are. That wasn't if you are, that was few are.
Oh.
I heard if you are too.
Yeah, I kind of heard it when I said it.
I was like,
Just waiting for the conclusion of that statement.
No conclusion. Few are.
no way to get out of this.
Well, I'll be here again when the master needs the mansion.
Make your third wish that he gets to go free.
What does he use for making the mansion?
I don't really know. I don't understand too much about what's outside of this place.
Is there something he keeps with him or something that you seem to feel some affinity with?
Whatever it is, it transforms into this mansion when it's used, and then back to whatever it was before when it's waiting, so far as I understand it.
Does the mansion change every time he
No.
summons it?
It's always the same.
All right, then. If there's a way that I can free you, let me know.
Just, I don't think I could exist outside of this place.
Well, if there was a way to exist without him, he doesn't seem too nice.
It's just kind of apathetic, I suppose.
You're not making this easy. Fine,
I
then.
think that's the point.
All right, then I'll leave.
And as you go, he just says, "Thanks anyway."
It's like those Flintstone dinosaurs. It's a living.
Yeah. And he tosses you a biscuit.
Ooh!
The two of you wake up.
All right. I wake up.
I go
with a
outside and I
potato
start
jabbing
flying.
me in the side, and I wake up going, "Ugh. Oh, potato."
upon
like
hearing
an
the
apple.
upon hearing the crunch and the potato. Pie.
And I go
Sorry, I've
outside
been
and I
thinking
start
about that
flying.
The entire time we've had this little
Okay. So you wake up in your room,
eat a potato.
eat a potato. We're dreaming about pie.
Wish I had pie.
And you head outside just about the time you see the Screechling do a circle around the ship, the Thundercloud.
If you're gonna take a shite, do it that way.
I land and look at him very annoyed.
Okay.
So guess where I was
Flying,
before that?
not flying.
You can ask that crew member over there. There was a Kenku that came and got me last night.
Which one?
Honestly, I don't know. I can't tell the difference between them, but I hate Kenku.
Fair enough. What happened?
So apparently, came and made an offer for a starting bid for Lucius. And I relate everything that happened. And he's suspecting me.
Did we know about the Cayman trying to buy the refinery?
I don't know if he misspoke on that or not.
I know he wants to buy the mine.
Yeah. I didn't think Lucius was selling the refinery.
Well, apparently he is
Apparently
now.
it is.
Wow.
Cayman's trying to buy it, which means Cayman's trying to get all the cards in his deck.
Right.
Which means we need to kick the shit out of Cayman.
Now that you signed that nice contract with him.
I signed the contract for the mine with the option to buy the mine. Has nothing to do with the refinery.
So according to the paperwork, the money that Lucius owes goes to the mine
Here's
proprietor.
the problem. If Lucius sells the refinery, then Cayman owns the refinery, and is Lucius really obligated to pay me that money then? Or is it the refinery that pays me the money?
If you can show the paperwork, Lucius owes you money because you are the current mine manager. However, if Cayman buys it, he can fire you and just keep the money. So if Cayman gets the mine before you get the money, Cayman can fire you and keep the money and the mine and the refinery.
God sure picked a great time to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, thank you.
Sometimes.
We need a couple of points of clarification just to make sure we heard everything correctly.
Yeah, shoot.
So,
Bang.
Pow.
Cayman is offering to buy the refinery from
the mine.
Lucius?
That's what Lucius told her.
Okay,
right?
we just want to make sure you didn't misspeak, or Lucius didn't misspeak.
Cayman, what Lucius said was Cayman made him an offer. Lucius just intended to come here and sell the mine. Cayman made him an offer to put the refinery up too, and said he would guarantee a specific starting bid on the refinery.
And the only thing your contract says is that you can buy the mine when you have the money. Mm-hmm. So like I said before, if Cayman gets the refinery and the mine, he can fire you so you don't get any of the money. And Cayman keeps everything. Fucking Greycastles. They're all assholes.
I know this one guy.
Yeah.
If he,
because the way the thing was worded, Lucius owes the manager of the mine money.
mm-hmm.
But if Cayman gets the mine, he can fire him whenever he wants to and appoint a new manager, which could be a toady or himself for that matter, and just keep the money.
Thanks for giving the GM ideas, dumbass. If he didn't already have it in his head, he does now.
You don't have the original mine paperwork. You could roll straight up, the two of you who looked at it, just intelligence checks to see if you remember the details that Thadwick, I believe his name was, told you about that rider.
4 and
or if
7.
you pretty much are going to have to go off what Cayman told you without being able to look back over the paper.
So here's the deal. If we're talking about Cayman possibly screwing us over,
If you can get the money before Cayman gets his hands on the mine, no problem. Who cares?
Right.
Who cares? Who
That's what I'm
owns the
saying.
refinery?
Maybe we should try and get a meeting with Lucius. And no, because we don't have the paperwork. We don't have the evidence.
We don't have an invite.
We don't have nothing.
We have to wait for the auction. We have to get the Lucius.
That we don't have nothing was just understated, but great.
We have to wait for the auction for Lucius to come, get the paperwork, show where he owes you money.
So we're gonna have to do it like at the auction house before the sale.
Like Ocean's 11 level of scamming here.
Yeah.
Dwarves.
Dwarves 11.
Dwarves 3?
Ocean's Dwarves.
Ocean's Dwarfs.
So, yeah, I mean, we'd have to be able to have the paperwork and the evidence and
Or
the
we
sale
go-
not final.
Or we go confront Cayman about it and potentially have some more dwarven diplomacy.
Yeah, that's what it was. Dwarven diplomacy, not dwarven persuasion.
What is the... I'm trying to remember. Where are the papers again?
Cayman has the evidence that Lucius is using the refinery machinery in his new refinery, which means he owes the
So Cayman has the
estate
evidence.
money. Cayman has the evidence. Lucius has the paperwork of the ownership of the mine
Cayman has too many cards.
with the rider that he's supposed to be sending that money from the refinery. So it's two pieces of evidence in two different people's hands, neither of which like us very much. I see why.
I personally think we should go confront Cayman. He's easier to get to, and he's the one who stands to benefit the most from all this
I don't
going
want to
through.
walk up the stairs again.
Well, forget your mine and all the miner families and all that, because
Those stairs.
you didn't want to do stairs. Let's take the elevator.
We can't walk past the front with weapons.
I have a cane.
Oh, you do. And we both have spells. I'm assuming she's got some tricks in her wing.
Ha!
And her name is Trixie.
We can't walk past the front of where the
In through the front door.
Yeah, if we walk into the front
Hellhound.
door of the Hellhound, we can't walk past with weapons.
That's right. We could go in the back again,
Oh, I know a guy.
or we could throw rocks at his window. Hey!
Love it, boy.
Or we can just go and say, "Hey, we'd like to talk to Cayman," and then wait outside for him.
Yeah, but is Cayman the type of man to come down and talk to us or make us come up to him?
Or if we can just kill everybody.
Wow, the paladin. Let's just kill everybody.
This is always how anything that isn't a dungeon turns.
Are there
Let's just
pies?
burn the town down.
Is there a pie within eyesight?
See, look, we can start the fire in the first floor
With a
and
pie.
evacuate everyone, and then he's outside. Actually, that's a good plan. I mean, if we start a fire, or maybe... Okay,
Paladin started the fire.
maybe we
Burn
don't
the
start
town
the
down.
fire. Maybe we just ring the quote-unquote fantasy fire alarm and evacuate.
Do we need to do
the
a
hotel?
check? No, there's a fantasy fire alarm.
His name is Terry.
No, I'm just
we
thinking like
killed
if we if it's just either a small fire or a non-existent fire, and we get some dumb servant to start running around telling everyone there's a fire and evacuating the building.
The sad thing is Durn has started fires before, so this would be right up his alley. Why? That sounds
Wouldn't
like a
it
great
be
idea.
ironic if the Hellhound burned down?
Well, now I have to. That irony is just too good. But let's try asking first before we set anything on fire.
Because that won't be suspicious.
How many other suspicious things?
Can we
have
see Cayman? No.
I wonder who set that fire. Your first plan, hold on. Just so I know how to prep. Your first plan to talk to somebody who's upstairs is to set the place on fire.
So the first plan is to ask politely.
And then set the fire.
Because we did everything we could.
If we do set this place on fire, I want to set the stairs on fire first. Oh, God.
In case of fire, take the stairs. That's a great idea.
Episode title.
In case of fire, avoid the stairs.
Oh, God. Oh, my face hurts right now. Oh.
You do realize that he has to go to the auction house. Can't you talk to him on the road? Do you have to burn down the whole place?
But once again, that's cutting it awful close.
Because what is it? It's morning, right? So it's
Yeah,
like
you just woke
9 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so yeah, and the auction's not till like what, 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah, I think it was like 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah, so we still have
Plenty of time to set a fire.
Now, time.
what, like 5 hours?
Yeah.
Oh, good. That'll give you
6.
just enough
You got
time.
like 6 hours.
Or you walk in there with an already lit torch.
Can I talk to Cayman? No.
Pointed towards the drapes or something. It's Cayman in.
Well, it's a 5-hour walk with
They
you
say,
guys.
yeah, sure, come up. And all of a sudden the drapes just go...
Yeah, you also have to consider if you're taking the stairs through the mountain. That's going to take a while.
So we've got 5 hours to get up to the Hellhound. And the way you guys walk, that's about how long it'll take us. So either way, I think it might be a good idea to meet him in the street.
Listen, do you want to put on all this chainmail? See how fast you go up the stairs.
With our stubby little legs.
Aye. Hers are even shorter.
She's got wings.
She can fly in chainmail.
Oh, can she?
I'm pretty sure you have all the little bones.
Don't hit me.
Let's find out.
Look, they have an elevator. I'll just shut my eyes again. We'll be fine. God, my face hurts.
All right, so
Okay, so no arson.
what are you doing? You going to the Hellhound?
Aye.
All right, so you head out. You walk through coastside over to the elevator. You take it up through cliffside again. Kind of stops a lot on its way up, and Durn rocking uncomfortably as you make it up to the top and start walking toward the Hellhound. You do see people starting to clean up from the feast. It looks like there's quite a mess in terms of just the tables and scraps. And,
Are there any
and
pies
everything
left on
around.
tables?
Yeah, there's scraps laying around outside for
Make a
sure.
plate.
Durn is eating them.
Okay. You're just walking by grabbing pies, or are you stopping?
Specifically lemon pies.
Well, that's mostly what there was, because that's what the
He
contest
sees a plate
was, so
with
there's
a
lot of
half-eaten
those.
lemon pie on top of the trash can,
Yeah.
sitting
So,
on top.
On top
It
of the
was
trash.
hovering.
It's the continental breakfast.
Exactly. You just go around. You take a
Lemon
plate.
pies
and
out of the trash.
Aye.
Are you eating out of the trash?
You are on the continent now. So
Aye.
it is a continental breakfast. So you get some breakfast on the go, and you make it over to toward the Hellhound, and right next to Myrtle Sugarfinger's tall house.
I forgot about that. What's that?
Her tall house, or
Sacred
is
flame.
didn't we start?
Does the house have to roll a dex check?
Didn't her house actually catch fire though, or
You
did we just wreck the
broke
kitchen?
her
We
oven.
broke her oven.
You didn't really know if it had caught on fire, but it doesn't look like it burned down.
Damn it.
All right, so let's go ask politely.
At the front?
Aye.
Okay. So you walk up to the front, and there's somebody standing there at the door. It's this time a dragonborn, but she's got on like a really fancy bow tie. She's almost got like a maitre d' type getup on. She's very slim, kind of a yellowish colored dragonborn, and she says, "You must check your weapons."
Oh, we're not coming in. We just had a quick question. Is Cayman in? Cayman Greycastle.
Lord Greycastle is staying at the Hellhound.
Can you give him a message that his two friends are down here waiting for him?
I can send a message, yes.
Thank you. We'll be right outside.
Okay.
Do you have smoke detectors?
So she walks inside. You guys go back out.
Real quick, what color was she?
Yellow.
Okay.
So
Blend right in with the fire.
you wait around about 5-7 minutes or so, and she actually pops outside, and she says, "Mr. or Lord Greycastle
Don't want to make that mistake.
would be glad to see you. He is currently taking breakfast in the lobby." Not the lobby, but the dining room.
The one we walked through last time.
Let's all go to the lobby.
It is kind of like the
lobby.
lobby because it's between the front door and the elevators. It's just a big banquet hall like.
Do you want to just take my gain, or do you want to immediately go to arson?
I like immediately going to arson. No, I guess we'll... Do we have to check our weapons to go to the lobby?
Yeah, to go into the hotel.
All right, fine.
Okay?
I'll keep my cane. I already loaded it earlier, by the way.
All right. She'll just... That one is not going to notice the cane being anything other than a cane for sure. Are you sneaking anything in with you, or are you staying outside? Are you going in? Are you trying to...
I'll leave my short bow and try and sneak the others.
All the others?
The other short bows?
No, I'll leave my short bow and I'll try. Oh,
She has like 15 knives on her belt. Oh, these are just tools.
What do you have that you're trying to sneak by with?
I guess my 2 daggers.
Okay. Roll a sleight of hand check.
If the blade's not more than 3.5 inches, it doesn't count as a weapon.
12.
You'll have to leave those knives as well. We have plenty of silverware at the table.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes?
You're a dragonborn, right?
Yes?
What do you breathe?
I mind putting the stuff.
No, like your ha power.
Your power.
That's exactly what he did.
Usually I wait till the second date to reveal my ha-ha powers. But you could roll a persuasion check.
If I waggle my eyebrows, can I get advantage?
Sure.
Good, because that was a 3.
That's a 4.
12, 13.
If yellow is a thing.
I mind putting my stuff out, and then while she's distracted talking to the Durn, can I sleight of hand my knives, my daggers back?
To quote somebody else, you can certainly try.
Not nat 20?
Fire?
Are you certain?
Does she
Yes.
say fire, or do you just confirming?
Daggers. Nat 20.
Oh,
Would you consider the ability to breathe fire a weapon?
Yes, but we can't take away people's magic either. Don't you have some of that?
No, I'm a simple fighter.
Deception check.
sacred flame.
That's going to be 19.
Fighter.
Hey,
Well, what about your cleric friend there?
I'm not him.
Well, some people have more natural advantages than others. We do the best we can to...
Is it really
Stop
fair
the
to tell
riffraff.
us that we can't have our weapons when you can clearly have yours?
You could perhaps leave a comment card at the front desk.
Hey,
Daggers.
I put them.
Okay. So after you clank all your weapons onto the table, and sort of there's a clerk there who keeps track of who's dropped off what, she takes you to the dining area where you do see Cayman and his daughter taking breakfast there. Seems like he's got a very small amount in front of him, a cup of
I
coffee.
think they could
and
buy it. They don't really have to take it.
very little. He does see all of you and kind of nods. And his daughter rolls her eyes again. And as soon as she sees anybody starting to walk nearby, you can just see her eye over toward her father like,
I know, lass. We're real sorry to have to interrupt you again.
and
You may be. I'm not.
she's just kind of stirring her
It's not
stuff.
our fault her father's a D-bag.
I haven't heard anything from Lord Fennig Thumb. I take it he's been delayed.
Oh, why? He's taking a long wee nap.
Very good. Well, this should mean I'm sure I'll still have to pay a pretty penny for the mine, but I don't think it'll be anything out of the realm of possibilities anymore.
How much are you paying for the refinery?
Oh, I'd be opening the bidding at somewhere in the neighborhood of 125,000 gold.
You didn't think to mention that to us, did you?
I have a lot of business ventures.
But come on, that's a wee bit pertinent to our current business.
I don't see how.
You do the talking. This is your deal. I'm sorry, I'm getting in the way.
Well, you knew we were dealing with Lucius, and you happen to be dealing with him as well. I mean, we were talking about the mine, and you were talking about everything else. You didn't even mention that you were looking at the refinery.
Must have slipped my mind. Breakfast?
Well, of course, but back to the pertinent information.
Really, what I want is the refinery, Warden. That's why I need the steady supply of copper.
Which is fine, which is why we made the agreement. But I'm having some trepidations about.
Yes,
it's a new
that's
word.
the
I just learned
word.
it.
Daddy, your friends are so entertaining. Might I go? Can I be excused? Yes, dear. Go ahead. And she leaves.
So I'm concerned that
Right before she leaves, I legerdemain and trip her.
oh, lass, watch your
Roll
footing.
a dexterity check.
I'm just trying to put it like literally right where
Don't
her
bother.
foot. Nat 20.
Nat 1.
She's dead.
You can describe exactly
She's dead.
what happens to Caven's daughter.
Is she going out towards the lobby?
She can go wherever you want her to go. She can fall down the elevator shaft.
On the first floor.
Yeah, on the first floor.
And Malik loses a cousin.
I thought it was his sister.
Might be a basement.
No, this is his uncle. Caven's uncle.
Oh, okay. So she's walking towards the door. Put my hidden mage hand right there, and she trips and she falls and lands straight on the edge of the clerk's table and tips the stuff over, not getting hurt by the stuff, but the weapons just kind of scatter across the floor.
And somehow one of her knives just happens to fall right in front of her.
Yeah, right in front of her face as she's looking at it.
And during the hububble, I'll legerdemain my daggers back to me.
Okay, that's going to be a new sleight of hand check for sure. At disadvantage.
Because it's in the middle
Because
of the
of bad
floor.
luck. Nope, because of your bad luck.
Sleight of hand?
Mm-hmm.
Not nat 20.
Well, even with disadvantage, and I have to roll to see if your pendant turns back to good luck.
Yes, please.
It's a 2. What does that mean?
You can use it, cannot use it until I finish a short rest or a long rest,
I
because
can't
we
use
rarely...
bad luck. All right, you do manage to get one of your daggers back with that.
Well, I guess one legerdemain. Okay.
Okay.
I tuck it in and tuck my shirt over.
She's really clumsy, Cayman.
Cayman actually, when she falls down, he starts to get up to move toward her, but she just kind of stands up, puts out a hand like this, and then just storms off without looking at the room at all. Toward the elevator, which she has to wait for.
Feel better, lass.
Okay. And Cayman says, I don't know what's been with her lately.
Well, you know, teenagers, their bodies are changing. They get clumsy.
I suppose. Sorry. Where were we? You have my undivided attention.
Good, because I don't remember. Okay, so
He's screwing you out of money.
trepidations. That's what it was.
Trepidation.
Trepidations. We're back to trepidations.
Pie.
And breakfast. Breakfast.
Oh, yes. And he orders.
Durn
something
snaps,
for you.
too.
So
I
what
learned a new trick.
as I was saying,
Yes.
we have some problems.
Okay.
So here's the main problem we're having. You're not the most reputable of people.
My name carries a lot of weight in these parts.
So we're sort of concerned we're gonna get screwed. Yes, you know
That's always a possibility in business ventures, but Werden, I have no desire to upset your very efficient mining operation. I've told you from the very beginning, the thing I want most is a steady stream of ore, mainly copper, being your number one export, but many ores. Having the refinery is another step in the direction of that steady supply. Lucius was here. He had the refinery. So I made him an offer.
Can I see if he's lying?
Insight
I'm
check.
just wanting to roll one, too.
Actually, for insight, I need to roll for you because otherwise you know.
Oh,
You
okay.
understand? So tell me what your insight bonus is.
Plus
I'll
6.
Roll his.
I'm proficient in insight.
I was wanting to roll insight as well.
Okay. You can. Go ahead. I've rolled both.
18 plus 7.
Well, I need to.
Just
sorry, I need to
what's your
roll
insight
for you.
bonus?
Oh, plus 7.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Okay. You both get a read off Cayman that He might not wanted you to have known that he was dealing with the refinery because he thought it might put you off. But when he said the thing about wanting the steady supply of copper and that you run the mine very efficiently, it seemed like he was being upfront with that. And both of you get the same read based on the roles I have for you and him.
I think he's telling us the truth.
Then I'm sure he won't mind making sure that you get the money before he places his bid on the mine.
Yes, that was the other thing. We were hoping that we could have this conversation with Lucius before the auction actually finalizes. So that way we're all on the same page, and I can hopefully get an arrangement with him to get my money before you take possession.
Lucius doesn't have the money. Not until the mine sells.
Oh, I'm aware.
That's where he's going to get the money. You see, when he goes to the auction house, he's going to sell the mine and he's going to sell the refinery. And I'm going to purchase them both on my credit here in the town. And as soon as I do, instead of that credit going to Lucius, if you have the evidence that you require and show that Lucius owes you more money than the mine is worth, now not only will you get the money from the mine, you'll get whatever overage there was from the payday on the refinery. And if we're lucky, and I've done my math right, that will leave Lucius with just about jack shit.
I do like the sound of that, to be honest, but
I always like the sound of that. I hate that guy.
He's screwed me before, too.
Oh, so we're on the same page.
that makes it more trustworthy.
Well,
He is still Greycastle.
Did he say where this information was? Because I can't remember. I can't remember anything today.
what information?
Maybe we can hold on to the evidence of the refinery still having machinery as collateral for this exchange of businessness.
Well, we took, I don't know what you call it. Like when you take a pencil or charcoal.
Rubbing?
Put the,
rubbing.
rubbing. We took rubbings of the marks on the equipment in Lucius refinery, bearing the Brickfist maker's marks. Those rubbings were taken by, somebody who holds some sway and trust here in the town. I plan to bring his written statement as well as those rubbings to the auction. I could give you one of the 3 rubbings that we took as a show of good faith.
And the name.
That's
The
what
name
I said. Who?
Oh.
I mean, I
This
know I'm an owl,
was
but almost
one of the appraisers in town by the name of
The one that hates you, I bet.
Aldelarge Highhill.
I have no idea who that is.
He's a halfling fellow here of some repute. He's multi-generation of appraisers and clerks here in the city. His word carries a lot of weight.
I'm satisfied.
I'm okay. And then
All right.
we'll leave you to your breakfast, and we'll take our plates over here.
If you wish. Okay, yes, maybe over there.
Can we have another and put it back on his tab?
He just nods. Gentlemen.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far.
Also, Mr. Hammerstone,
I
appreciate your business in the market. I saw you checked one of my weapons.
Oh, aye. The rifle.
Has it treated you well?
I haven't had the chance to use it yet, but
Maybe someday. Maybe today. Who knows?
I don't know.
And he just looks over and he says, I hope it keeps you safe.
I don't know how to take that.
insight.
It's going to blow up in your face.
What's your bonus?
Plus 7.
You don't get a great read on that. You don't know how to take it.
That's what I said.
Thanks for sharing our date night with us and exploring a whole new world together. We'll see you again next week. Until then, keep in touch by following us on Twitter at Date Night Podcast or visiting datenightpodcast.com.